Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So, I am going to do a ring pour. But what I'm going to try and do is, I saw a lady called Mey Atelier do a ring pour, which was like 4 rings and kind of virtually just 4 ring pours and joined them together in a way. And I thought that was really cool. So I'm going to try that myself. So thank you, Mey. Your one looked really good. So I have marte paints here. And these are all mixed. 1 part paint to 1 part floetrol. So 50 grams paint, 50 grams floetrol. And I added about 4 grams of water just to kind of even them out. So some have got 3 grams, some have got 5 grams, so they're all pretty even now. So I have white, lemon yellow, medium yellow, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, and then I think it is burnt umber. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colours. There's just over 600, so about 650, 630 grams in total. So we're going to try and do 2 layers if I can. So I just have to do this a little bit not heavy-handed. So I want the white at the bottom. I want to try and get 2 layers out of it, so I just have to make sure I don't overdo it. I do have a habit of being a little bit heavy-handed on my first layer, so hopefully I wasn't. Let me see. Maybe slightly heavy on the first layer. That's okay. So I'm just going to layer these, just going to put the colour in, going from darkest to lightest, lightest to darkest. Just pouring it down the side of the cup. This yellow didn't feel so thick when I was stirring it, but it feels a little bit thicker now, but that's okay. Yeah, that lemon yellow was a tiny bit thicker. Just going to try and keep them as even as possible. These paints are thicker than normal, because it's only a 1-to-1 mixture with a tiny bit of water added. Because being a ring pour, you want the rings to stay in shape. This one feels thin. It's the hard part sometimes when you're mixing them. You can feel the difference and you think you've got them even, and then suddenly you go to pour it into a cup and you can tell there's a little bit of a consistency differential between them. But I don't think it's going to be a huge difference, so it shouldn't make too much of a problem. So my paper cups are probably a little bit too big. I don't really have smaller paper cups, which I should actually look into getting. Because the bigger the cup is, the more that is actually going to sit in the cup and not come out. So you're kind of losing that paint. And these are colours I don't often use. I've started to try and do a bit more earthy colours. So this is really just a matter of layering them. Now that I've done one of each, we go back to doing another layer. Oops. I'm just going to try and get this paint out without messing up the layer. Alright, that's it. If I go too much more, I'm going to mess up the ring pattern. These colours look really good with each other in this cup. Again, I'm going to get some paint out without messing up the layers too much. There we go. Yeah, so I saw this the other day and I thought it looked really cool, and I've wanted to do more ring pours. So I thought this is probably a good opportunity to do something out of my comfort zone and something quite different to what I usually do. I was quite happy because I got myself a nice spinner yesterday, cake spinner. So I'm hoping that's going to help me get back into my blooms. I'm probably not going to rush to get into the blooms again, because I know once I start I'll want to continue doing them. And I've got more paint on order, so I have to really wait for that to turn up before I go any crazier. Yeah, so I need to get some paper cups that are half the milliliter amount, or Oz amount. I'm in Australia, so I use milliliters. Last colour, then we can get pouring. Sorry if I'm boring you, I just wanted to make sure that you guys see exactly how I'm doing it. Excellent. So they're all done. I'm just going to get these cups out of my way. Get them in the sink and wash them later on. Wonderful. And I got my nice little cool pop stick holder here that my friend Suzanne Watson made for me. keep it next to my pouring. Do my best not to get any paint on it. Yeah, she made that for me, and she makes other things too, which are really cool. Lots of bling. I don't always have a lot of bling in my house. I'm a little bit male in that regards. Okay, so now, whereabouts am I? I probably wouldn't mind having a, whatever we call it, colour that, I can't even think of its name now. A colour that you put as a base so then it can slide over. I'm going to quickly grab one and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. So I've just got a plain white as a flow extender. My brain just remembered what it is. It's a little bit thinned down because I don't really need it. I just need some wetness to glide the rings. So now what I'm going to do is pinch the cup. And I'm going to try and do the ring in the 4 quarters. Maybe I should... Yeah, maybe there. Do my ring from here. So this paint is definitely thick, but that is what I wanted. As the cup gets closer to running out, just slow your rings down. Okay. And now put that cup out of the way. Might actually have slightly too much paint, because this one here, there's not a lot of movement for it. But that's okay. I'd rather have too much than not enough. And also, doing this the first time, it teaches you how much paint you do need. So there was like 650 grams here. I could probably lose 100 grams or mils, whichever. All right, now we're going to the next one. So it will push into the other one. I'm just holding that canvas a little bit, just so I don't lose too much over the edge. Just hold it a little bit more. Now we've got this next one. And I've learned not to do such tight rings at first, and only make them tighter as you get closer to the end. because I was making them very tight before, and I think that's why they were blending too much. Also, I wasn't making my mixture thick enough. It's going to drip. I knew that one was going to drip. If it's going to drip, you're better off for it to drip there and not when you're moving your cup over. Last one. Now, even though paint's going over the edge, I'm going to continue because I wanted to have a white center. Wonderful. Oh, God. Can breathe again. I tend to stop breathing when I'm doing high concentration things. So the only thing I wasn't as happy with is this one here didn't give me much rings at the beginning. But that's fine. It's acrylic pouring, not perfect art. It's allowed to be a little bit off. I don't know if I'm going to need that flow extender, so I may not use it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to move the paint side to side, walk it a little bit. Need to get it a little bit even. I'm going to have to start going to the corner, I think. So I'm going to use a corner catcher, and I am going to walk it a little bit and then go down to the corner. It's so thick it's taking a while to get there. Yep, now come back. And then take my corner catcher off. And I come all the way back down to the center. Maybe the flow extender would have been beneficial because that ring has gone right to the edge. Into that corner and then come back. And then take the corner catcher off. I just touched that corner after taking it off. I'm going to get down a little bit lower here on my knees while I do this side. Now, just moving it around. I'm going to try and get close to this side. Okay, in that corner, I've got to come all the way back. I'm going to take that off and bring that paint right down, back to the middle. Now come back this way. Haven't got far to go to get into that corner, but a lot of movements happening on my rings. Bringing it right back, trying to get it evenly back. And then take it off. So that's it so far. Now for the challenging part. I want to bring the paint up and around a little bit. And then down. So you want to keep your heavy paint in the middle. And kind of make it go around. And watching it. Bringing it round. Down. And back around. And then up and around, back to this side, and then down. You can kind of see where the paint is and where it's going. I'm just going to go one more swirl, I think. Up, around, bring it down, and back around. And then up, and then centralize it. Okay, I think I've got that centralized. The paint will probably go there because it's quite heavy and it wants to go there anyway. I'm just double checking my four corners. Yep, that has paint. Ooh. My back is a little bit stiff today and it's not allowing me to give much movement. That corner's good now. And a little bit on this corner. I think with the amount of paint on this, it's probably going to drip a little bit, but that's okay. I'm getting my gloves off. So as you can see, it was 4 ring pours, but then I kind of swirled them around. That's what Mey did in her video, and I liked it. It's different. I don't know if I liked it as more better as 4 separate ones or the swirl effect, but we want to scrape our edges for sure. Don't want them to drip and to pull, or because the more that they pull, the more that they're going to affect the shape of your artwork. And there is a lot of paint on this canvas. You could feel it when doing it because it felt heavy for the size. Alright, now back to the middle. Now that I've scraped all 4 sides, it also gives you the chance to see if it's uneven. If it starts dripping more off one side than the other, then your table's uneven and you've got to kind of prop it up somehow to keep it level. Paper towel. Always clean my tools off straight away. Don't want them dirty. Okay. I'm going to give it a slight torch. And it's only, maybe I should have done that before I tilted. But I got a couple of bubbles. I just want to get rid of the bubbles. I don't want to create too much effects with the torch. The paint's too thick, it doesn't really want to pop too easily. But that's okay. Alrighty, so what do we guys think? It's a little bit different. I think might be easier if I had a slightly bigger canvas or maybe a little bit less paint, just so I could do my rings a bit better. And I don't know if I've swirled it too much or not. You guys let me know what you think. If you think I've swirled it too much or you preferred it as the 4 ring pours in the corners. I like the colours. Maybe do lesser amount in the first, you know how I did 2 layers? A smaller amount in the first layer and larger amounts in the second layer, because I've got quite big white centres, but I've got nice rings. I like the chocolatey colours that are coming through in the yellow, and the white is good. The white kind of sets it off a little bit. So I'm happy with this, and I think it's close-up time. So I'm pausing it. Okay, I've had to turn off my second light because it was making a big reflection over here. So this area just looks a little bit more dull because it hasn't got the light. But there's the ring pour with swirls. And I think it looks pretty cool. Quite different effects to what I was expecting. I was probably expecting a little bit more rings. As you can see, there's really nice defined rings in here, and they've swirled out. Each one kind of does its thing, comes around. And then we go up here to this one. I probably lost that bottom corner one a little bit more. I think I've got that part up there, but I think I've lost that. I was losing it off the canvas before I started swirling it. So I think that's why a little bit more practice, and hopefully I can get it even better than what it is. But I'm really happy with this. So let me know what you think. So comment, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell and click all videos. So enjoy your night, everyone. If you do one of these, let me know and I can have a look at it. So have fun, and I'll see you next time for another pour. All right, bye.